Hi guys, Emmanuel here, Sales Ledger Tech Support. And this is the third video where we're trying to look at how you can get started with Sales Ledger. And like I said, the purpose of this video is to help you know if Sales Ledger can be good for your business. Of course, because Sales Ledger can be good for every business out there, but we try our best to add features to ensure that for almost every small business, medium-sized business, and even large businesses, Sales Ledger is suitable for that business, okay? And with Sales Ledger, of course, you can use it like on any platform. We have the Android app. You can add it to your home screen on iOS or in iPhone, and then you can install it on your desktop or your PC, of course, and you can use it on the web, salesledger.app, okay? Yeah, so in the last two videos, we created our account. I showed you how to sign in, sign up, you understand? And of course, I showed you how you can log in. That's sign in through Google, okay? And from there, we saw how you can enter your OTP, that's for creating an account. And then we looked into the different tabs, what each tab actually means. And in the last video, we also looked at more details about the Sales Ledger interface. We went through all the tabs and we looked at the purpose of each tab. Now in this video, we are going to be trying to add items, which is the main purpose of a business. Adding new inventory or products, including customers, and any other aspect of your business, which is very, very important. So let's get started. So of course, once you log into Sales Ledger, you're gonna see this page, okay? So if you want to log out, it's not very difficult. All you need to do is just to go to more, log out. So when you're logged out from Sales Ledger, of course, you're gonna land on this page. Now, this is the page most of you are gonna see, if you're using the app, okay? And from here, you can easily log in. All you need to do is just to enter your email address and your password. Now, one problem you're going to face is if you actually logged in or signed in with Google when you created your account, then your email address or password is not going to work. To do that, you have to go to forgot password, okay? So you can go to forgot password, and once you go to forgot password, all you need to do is to enter your email address, okay? The email address on which you actually registered with, okay? And from there, you're going to go to continue. You have to confirm this is your email address, okay? Once you do that, you go to send reset link. Now you're going to be sent a reset link, and you can, after this timer, you can always send it back, but the reset link is going to expire after some time, and you're going to get an email with your reset link. So you're going to receive an email like this. Now, the email like this, you're going to have the ability to reset your password. Of course, it's going to come with a token which actually can expire, okay? So you're going to reset your password using this token. Of course, you can see a warning like this sometimes. That's because of this email may be similar to some emails hackers use sometimes if they want to deceive you or steal your password, from your different applications. So usually this kind of email can be flagged, but with time, Gmail is going to recognize it's not a spam. So we just go to show images just to see our logo, okay? So the logo was hidden for some reason. Okay, so from here, you can either click here to reset password. It's going to take you to the link, or you can copy this link. And paste. If let's say the browser, you want to do it on another browser or whatever, you can copy this link directly and it's going to take you to the page. But we are going to click here, and so we can reset password, so we can be taken to the page automatically without us copying the link. So once you click the link, you come here where you write your new password. So after clicking the reset link on the email, you're going to be brought to this page where you can enter your new password. Of course, like I said, let's just enter the password, of course. So the password is supposed to have an uppercase. It must be up to 8 characters. You have an uppercase and a lowercase. So let's get into the password. So after entering our password, you can see we have, it must be 8 characters long. Uppercase, that's big letter, lowercase, small letter, just to be plain, and also at least one number that's between 0 to 9. So however, we just want your password to be secure so that it's difficult for anybody to crack it, to guess it, or to hack, you know, any of your account. Okay, so once you do that, you go to reset password, and note that once you've used the link once, you cannot use the link again. Okay, if you enter the link again, or if you type the button again, you'll be asked to request for a new link. So that's to ensure that the links are secure. So after you use your link to reset your password, someone else cannot use that link again to reset your password in case you leave your Gmail open or whatsoever. Okay, so when you go back to login, you're expected to enter that new email, that new password with the email address. From there, you can just quickly sign in. So like I said, what happens is if you signed in originally with Gmail, you have to always sign in with Gmail, okay? But if you signed in originally using create an account, you can sign in with your email address and password. But like I said, it's very easy to switch. All you need to do is, if you initially signed in with Gmail, just go to forgot password and enter a new password for your account. And once you do like that, you can now sign in both with Gmail and with your username and password. So just to note that. So we go on and sign in. So our password is correct. So we have our shop, which we created in the last two videos. Okay, so we get into our shop and we can get into business immediately. So initially we want to start with the normal process. So of course you can start recording sales at once. If you record sale, of course you always need to enter a customer information. You can just go to add customers and you'll be able to add a customer, okay, if you don't have one. Okay, and here you can go to add products and you automatically be taken to products to add a new product. Okay, but the normal way to do it is the way I'm gonna be doing it. So first, we expect you to enter your products. So we're going to load our shop with about 10 products, but initially I'm going to just show you how to do one product. Then I'm going to move forward and create the other products and show you. So to get the product, it's very easy. You just need to go to add new product. So first you enter the product name. So we're just going to type Brazilian street. So just note, we actually have a limit. Your name should not be very long, you know, just so they can show nicely in your shop. Okay, so we have a limit to think about 30 characters. So this is a description. I'm just going to copy it and paste it. But before we move there, just take note, the names of your items should always respect this special character. So you can have underscore, you can have minus, that's hyphen, and you can have the ampersand, that's the and. Okay, so if you need to say and, you don't need to spell it out. You can just use the and symbol, and you have a maximum of 35 characters, so it should not be too long. Now for the description, you have a maximum of 200 characters, but also you can also keep it, that's the link, you can also keep it short. All right, so you can always keep this short. Okay, so it should not look very ugly in your shop. So we're going to go on and add an image. So I already prepared some image. So this is for item 1. We are going to have this our first image, and we are going to have this as our second image. So you can use just one image. You must not enter 2 images. You can change them, you can delete them and all that. Okay, so even if you delete the first image, the second becomes the first. So of course the first image is not going to always be empty. So here is the price at which you sell the product. Okay, it's actually the selling price, you understand. So we can just say 28,000, and here is the buying price. Now take note, only you can see the buying price. It helps us to be able to calculate profit for you, so it helps your profit to be generated. So only you can see the buying price, your customers cannot see the buying price. So don't be afraid to type the buying price. So of course you see we make a good amount of profit here. Then this stock count is how many of these items you have. It helps you to be able to track when they're about to finish. It also helps for your front facing shop. If people want to order, they cannot order more than the items you have in your shop. So it helps for control. So it's very good to enter, and if somebody is selling for you, it also helps you to track how many of an item you have so that you don't forget. it helps you, as you're gonna see later, it helps you to know how many items are getting finished, because as you add every new sale, it deducts from the number of items we have here. Okay, so for now we are just going to enter 10. Then of course for now we have no category, but I'm going to show you how you can set up categories, so we can have categories here. So for now, that's it for this list. Let's see. Yeah, so we're just going to go to add product. All right, so product added, and here is our product. So here we can edit the product, where we are going to see new items like flash price if you're doing a flash sale, which we're going to look at in another video. But as you can see, here is your product. You can change anything you want to change here. For example, I may want to remove the 16-inch. I may want to remove the iPhone and all that stuff. I may want to change this to color, the color or whatever. So let's just leave it. So in that case, yeah, now you can also add what we call flash price. So when you're editing, you can add a flash price, you know, at a discount, but for now we are not doing that, and you know, that's it. So once you do that, you can just update product, and you can always update your product. Okay, so here is your product. We have added the first item. I'm going to go on and add 9 more items, and then we're going to come back. All right, so I'm back with the list of items. I've added 9 items. I left out the 10th item so I can show you something later on. So we have our Brazilian straight hair, cancel leaf, we have hair growth oil. As you can see, I've added the buying price. This buying price is very important, and like I said, only you can see the buying price. Your users, your customers will never be able to see it. Okay, it helps you to be able to calculate your profit, which is currently 0. So as you can see, for all these items, we have 0 sales, 0 profit, and these are the number of units. Okay, 12 units. You can see the color actually varies based on how many units we have. Some units are low, some are medium, some are oversized, and all that. So these are the stocks. We call it stock. Okay, so we have 0 sales. Here we have 0 profit, and you know, we haven't placed these items in any category yet. So we are gonna create categories shortly. Yeah, but I want to show you all the items. So like I said, you can have just one image for an item. Okay, like for example, these items, I left out the image, but I can always add them at any time. Okay, so I'm going to add them now. So let's just go to edit. As you can see, this is the description. You can change anything you want here, you know, like colors, okay, yeah, you can update, but for now I just want to add the images. So let me go back. I think that's image, that's product 9, that's product 9, item 9. So I already set up the images so it can be faster for me. Okay, I said you can use only one image, so for now, but yeah, so we're just gonna see how one image is gonna be. All right, so yeah, I already have all the price. Like I said, we're going to talk about flash sales later on. When we are talking about shop, I'm going to show you what flash sale is all about. But it's also very important, but we're going to look at it later. Okay, so let's move to update this product. Yeah, so we actually do the resizing for you. Even if the image is large, we resize. So you can quickly view your images, you know, by just clicking on them. You can see your images, you know, as you can check them out here, you know, like this. Okay, so you can always check out your images just to see if it's the correct or the right image. So like we said, now we want to place these stuffs in categories, which is very important, especially for your public shop. So, but you can leave this out. This is not necessary for sales, but it's good if you want to actually, it's good to set them up if you want to put this shop on public, which I know many business people would like to do. Now we look at categories. Like you can see, our category is currently empty, so we are going to add new categories. So for a start, we are going to look at the different categories which I'm going to be placing. So go to manage. It's going to take you to settings where you can create those categories. Okay, all right, so it took you right to settings, which is here, which you can go on your own, and it scrolled you right down to exactly where we have the categories. So to add categories is very easy. All you need to enter is just the name of, this is the categories field up here, product categories here. So this is the place right here. So to add a category, we are going to talk about custom fields later on. So to add a category, you just have to put a name. So for example, I want to add a category called, let's say, hair extension, because I think I have a couple hair extension. So I'm just going to write hair extensions. So that's all, and I'm going to add it. Okay, so you see we have it here. You can delete, you can change it, you can edit it, but for now it's hair extension. Okay, and you can delete it, but I don't want to delete this, of course, or I can as well delete it just to show you. So so if you delete the category, so I'm going to go on and add these categories back, and we're going to come back. All right, so I just wanted to show you, while I was adding this category, I actually have an error, and that's because you can't use this character and, but we are going to fix this by the time you watch this video or soon, and we can write and like this, but we are going to fix that. Okay, all right, so we have 3 categories here. For now, we are going to go with those 3 categories. So we are going to go right back. You can either press back if you're using your mobile phone. We are going to go right back to our products, but if not, then you can actually use the menu. If you want to do it manually, you can use the menu and go back to, you can go back to products. Okay, now when you go back to products, if you click on your category, you see we have 3 categories now. Okay, so we can start adding our items to categories. Okay, you can either do it both ways. You can create your categories first before adding your product, so you can just assign them to categories at once, or you can do it this way. So I like to do it this way, of course. So when you go to edit, you're now going to see categories is not going to be empty. Where is it? Okay, yeah, so yeah, you're going to see the different categories. So I'm going to go ahead and be sure this is the category. So Brazilian, this Brazilian straight hair, it's actually hair extension. Okay, hair extensions. So once you do that, you can update product now, and you're going to see it has hair extension. So I'm just going to go on and add the other categories, these other items to cut. Like I said, it's not compulsory. You don't need it. You can publish your shop without doing this, but it's just to make your shop look professional. So all these things, you can even publish your shop without images, okay? But it's not going to look professional. You want your business to look sleek and professional. So I'm going to go on and add all these to categories, and then we're going to come back. All right, so that was the 9th item. So as you can see, we have hair tools and accessories, hair care products, hair tools and accessories, hair extension. So as you can see, I've added categories to all my items. So the next thing we are going to do is to add customers. Now, usually you add customers on the fly, but I'm just going to add about, let's say 2 customers. Then we are going to add the rest on the fly when we are creating sales, but I'm going to add it now. So to do that, you have to go to customers, and from there, we can just go to add customers. So very easy. So I want you to take note, like I said, if you're using the Android app, you will see a button here where you can add customers directly from your phone contacts. Now for the web, of course, we can access phone contacts, so we are going to be using it this way. Now for your phone contacts, what we extract is just the name and the number. So remember, for customers, number and email, it's optional. So because we know some customers, you might not have their number, and some you might not have their email. So of course, but the name is not optional. So the name is a required field. Okay, so we are going to go on and add the first customer. So I will just type the name quickly. Okay, then we are going to go on and add the number. So as you can see, the number must actually start with the country code. For Nigeria, +234, we have +233, and whichever country you're in, you can enter the country code. It's very important so we can know the difference between countries. For example, you can need to contact a number, and you always want to ensure that you put the international code. Okay, maybe we are going to provide other features later on where you're going to be able to directly call a customer and all those stuff. So the country code is very important. Okay, so without the country code, you will not be able to proceed, but it's always very important. So from there, we're going to enter the number. So this is just a random number, of course. So So that's it. And from there, we are going to just enter a random email. Now, this is not very important, of course, but just for record's sake, it's very important to have this, because you can want to email your customers telling them, you know, about some important feature which you offer now and all that stuff. You know, you may want to add them to your database of customers. You can want to do whatever you want to do with them, you know, wish them happy birthday. So it's just good to have a record of your customers. And we're going to be adding other fields later on where you can wish all your customers happy birthday, you know, to properly brand your shop. But for now, let's get this done. So add customer, and okay, so as you can see, we have a customer. Of course, we can view the customer, you know, and the good thing about this is you can always see how much the customers have spent. Okay, so for example, as you can see here, they have spent 0 naira, 0 orders, and all that stuff. So you can be able to track how much your customers have spent from here, and you can edit. Like you see, you can edit the customer, and you can as well delete the customer. So from here, which is actually the same as this. Okay, so if you want to just add S, you can edit that, and automatically the customer changes, but I want to remove that. So okay, all right, so as you can see, from here you're good to go. You can go on and start adding sales. So in the next video, we're going to see how you can add sales, you know, and you can check your metrics and other aspects. Okay, so that's it for this video. In the next video, we are going to go on with other aspects about sales and many other aspects. So thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Have a wonderful time.